Hello and welcome to a special broadcast on the Asia Cup 2025 cricket tournament, Battle for Asian Glory. The stage is set at the iconic Dubai International Cricket Stadium where Team India begins their Asia Cup campaign against UAE. For India, it's more than just an opener. It's about finding the perfect balance, testing all-round options and setting the tone before the high-voltage encounter against Pakistan. For UAE, it's a golden opportunity to share the field with the world-class stars like Jasprit Bumrah and Shubman Gill and showcase their spirit against the tournament heavyweights, a contest of preparation versus aspiration. The Asia Cup journey begins tonight for India and UAE. So let's get started. The Asia Cup 2025 started on September 9 with Afghanistan trouncing Hong Kong by 94 runs in a key Group B contest in Abu Dhabi. And now the second match of the tournament sees India take on UAE in Group A. India have had an intense practice session as their key players were seen sweating it out. The Indian cricket team has played 9 T20 international to date here in Dubai. They have won 5 games and lost 4. And for UAE, they were seen recently in the concluded T20 tri-series here. Let's have more in this package.
The stage is set for India's opening match of the Asia Cup 2025. Suryakumar Yadav's men face host UAE under the lights at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium on Wednesday. India comes into this contest as favourites. Abhishek Sharma and Gill are expected to open, followed by skipper Suryakumar Yadav, Tilak Verma and Rinku in the middle order. While Jitesh Sharma and Sanju Samson are set to take the wicket-keeping gloves, all-rounders Hardik Pandya, Shivam Dube and Akshar Patel add both depth and firepower. The pace attack will be spearheaded by Jasprit Bumrah, supported by Arshdeep Singh and Harshit Rana, with Varun and Kuldeep Yadav spin. This fixture is also important for India in terms of preparation. With the crucial clash against Pakistan lined up on September 14th, the UAE contest serves as an opportunity to experiment with combinations and strategy. India's rich Asia Cup history further strengthens their case, having lifted the trophy 8 times. The men in blue will look to carry that dominance forward, but the UAE cannot be taken lightly. The two sides have met only once in T20 internationals in 2016, when India sealed a comfortable win. Since then, UAE has grown significantly. The hosts have won 20 of their last 27 T20 internationals, most of them in multi-nation tournaments. That record underlines their ability to perform under pressure, and against a powerhouse like India, they will look to make a statement. With crowd support expected for both sides, the atmosphere at the Dubai International Stadium promises to be electric. For India, the challenge will be to start strong and fine-tune their rhythm. For the UAE, it's an opportunity to test themselves against the world-class opposition and showcase their progress on the big stage. Sports Desk, DD India.
So India versus UAE, it's preparation versus aspiration, and to break down this game, joining us is someone who has seen the game from both inside the ropes and from the commentary box. Former cricketer and the renowned commentator Ajay Mehra. Ajay, a very warm welcome on DD India, and also joining us DD India correspondent Siddharth, who will bring us the latest updates and insight of this match. Together we will analyze India's strategy, team combination and what to expect from this crucial opener. Ajay, first coming to you, as we all know that Gill is the part of the team as the vice captain, and likely he will be there as an opener. And talking about the Sanju Samson, hopefully he may miss this match because already we know that Shubman Gill is there. So how you look this permutation and combination, bringing Shubman Gill here? Will you call it a need of the hour, or you will call it that BCCI looking for the future aspect of the T20 cricket for India?
Narayan, first of all, thank you so much. Yeah, I feel, because Shubman Gill, he's done so well. We know all of the talent that he has. He's done so well for his franchise in the IPL as well. We all know how he's performed for the Gujarat Titans. He's had a really good average this season, the IPL 50 as well, a good strike rate. But you feel for someone like Sanju Samson because the number of opportunities he's got. I remember the way he batted in South Africa in the T20 series. He was amazing. So with the Shubman Gill and also being the vice captain, somebody has to set out. Now we'll just come to know the combination, what the playing 11 is for India in this first game. That's always crucial, because you want to start well as a side. Because if Sanju Samson misses out, then you have the keeper Jitesh Sharma who bats in the middle order. But in the the league as well, in the home league they played, the Kerala League, Sanju Samson batted in the middle order. So he's proving a point as well. He can bat at any number. But I think Shubman Gill, Abhishek Sharma are going to be the favorite openers. Left and right combination. We all know the kind of talent Abhishek Sharma has. He bats with a lot of flair as well. So, probably Tilak Verma at number 3. Then you have Suryakumar Yadav. But, you feel for someone like Sanju Samson because he's been really doing very, very well for India.
Definitely, as you mentioned, you must feel for the Sanju Samson because the kind of performance he delivered in the recent past, it was exceptional. We are also joined by our correspondent Siddharth. Siddharth, a very warm welcome, and we know that it's David versus Goliath battle, India versus UAE, and we know that India is definitely has an upper hand, a favorite to win this match, but it's the game of cricket is all about uncertainty. So how you look the progress of the Indian team, especially in the T20 format? They are the ranked #1 team in the world, and if you take a look at the past record since we can say the start of the 2024 or T20 World Cup, their record is exceptional. Won 24 matches and lost 3.
Definitely, first of all, a very good evening to you, Nara, and then it's a delight for all the cricket fans in India and across the world as well, because whenever Team India plays, everyone watches and everyone is glued to their television screens. I'll answer your question one by one. I will first analyze this particular encounter, which is to take place between India and the UAE at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium, Nara, and in my opinion, it's going to be a cakewalk for India, certainly. But as you said, that cricket is a game of unpredictability. If you look at the numbers, if you look at the head-to-head, both sides have played just one T20I, and India has an upper hand when it comes to the numbers on the paper. But then again in Dubai International Cricket Stadium, you have supporters for both India and the UAE, so the crowd support will be for both the teams. We cannot certainly take UAE lightly. But then when you talk about India's performance, they will think of firing, going to the greens with all cylinders blazing. Suryakumar led side, and you have Shubman Gill as well. And as our esteemed guest just said that Shubman Gill and Abhishek Sharma will be the favorite opening players. See, Narayan, India is entering in this tournament as pre-favorites. The fact is that they haven't played much T20I match while entering into this particular tournament. Perhaps they've last played a T20 and Cup encounter with England, and that too in I think in the start of the year. So they're coming with some sort of less practice, but when they entered in UAE, they practiced a lot. Recently they practiced like 3-4 hours on the ground. So that goes on to show that they are acclimatizing themselves to the conditions of UAE. It is heat there, sometimes exceptional heat is there. So you as a side would need to accustom yourself to the surroundings of that particular area where you're playing.
Right.
So yeah, that depends a lot. And UAE being the home crowd, UAE being the home team, so they will have an advantage when it comes to the weather because they are already acclimatized to the weather. So yeah, definitely we cannot take UAE lightly. But then when you talk about India's performance, and as a team they are #1 in the world, as you also mentioned. So yeah, definitely it's going to be a cakewalk. But then that win should not put the entire squad into overconfidence, in my opinion, because you have a lot of other games on the cards. Your next game is against a team which the entire world will see. That's apart from a pure cricketing rivalry, there are other things also associated with that particular encounter. And no matter how much players say that they just take game as game, but we have seen earlier players confessing that whenever it's India versus Pakistan, there is an additional pressure on their head. And in India, in a country like India, where cricket is not just a game, cricket is considered as a religion. So this is a very crucial encounter.
Right, Siddharth, as you mentioned that
the next encounter. So yeah,
always there is an added pressure in
one thing I want to add, Narayan,
India versus Pakistan clash. Definitely, it's always an added pressure is there. But coming to you, Ajay, if you talk about the Indian squad, there is a problem of plenty for the Indian selectors, BCCI management. If you take a look, the playing 11 of the bench players, KL Rahul is there, Jaiswal is there, Sai Sudarshan, Shreyash Iyer, Rishabh Pant, Reddy, Washington Sundar, Siraj, Prasidh Krishna. A lot of option for the Team India. Will you call it a difficult situation for the selectors to choose the best player? Definitely in such condition, it's the few players, especially as you mentioned, the Sanju Samson too, he may not be featured and other players. So how you look this case for the Indian team?
I think it's a very good headache to have, Narayan, because surely, you have a lot of talent. We've seen in the IPL so many youngsters doing so well for India. You just mentioned a few names, when this team was picked, I just thought that there were around 35 players from whom this, the 415 or 16 could have been picked for the Asia Cup. And that shows, the kind of talent we have. We can really make 3 teams in the T20 format as well. But, then you have to drop somebody, some hard luck for someone like Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, you mentioned Washington Sundar, it's really hard luck for them because they have been really good performers. But on the other hand, you've got to understand, there are players who are also playing test match cricket. So you have to give opportunity to youngsters as well, who are doing well, like Rinku Singh, Shivam Dubey, he's the specialist for the T20 format. Then you have someone like, Harshit Rana, who's really coming up, with the new ball as well. He's got pace. He can bowl well in the T20 format. And then, of course, you have got spinners in Varun Chakravarti and Kuldeep Yadav. But overall, I feel, this lineup looks to be good, looks to be balanced. You have all bases covered. Yes, India go into this game, Narayan, surely, as the favorites. But UAE, on the other hand, they just played a tri-series against Pakistan and Afghanistan as well. So they know the conditions. They're playing at home. They have practiced a lot. India, on the other hand, it's been some time they have played a T20 game. But I still feel, India, this kind of talent they have in this lineup, India are going to be the favorites going into this first match of theirs in the Asia Cup.
Rightly mentioned, the way you said that it's a good way to manage the workload of the players. Siddharth, if we talk about this tournament, Asia Cup, we know that here only 2 heavyweights or 3 heavyweights of the continent are there. And do you think, considering the fact that it is also, we can say, generating revenue for the other cricket boards here, playing with India in this Asia Cup, but most importantly, it is giving an opportunity to smaller countries to play with the best in the game?
Oh yeah, definitely. India always has a mindset being the best board in the world and, the richest board in the country. India always try to give opportunity to new players, when it comes to IPL also, Narayan, we have seen that it's one of the most celebrated leagues of the entire world, and every player, it's their dream overseas that they at least once they play in their lifetime in the IPL. So definitely, yeah, these sort of tournaments like Asia Cup, they give definitely chances to smaller countries and countries who are developing, because it creates a sense of competition as well. Because when you have heavyweights, the other countries also want to be one, and the only key for that is to get more and more opportunities, to get more and more matches, and the more matches they will be playing, the more matches. You see, the shining example, if you see, is of Afghanistan, from where they have come, and it's absolutely exceptional. Players like Rashid Khan and the entire team, what they were and what they are right now. So certainly it's because the more and more opportunities that are being given to that particular team. India also lended support to Afghanistan team, giving them ground to practice. Right. And more you practice, the more you become better, and that's the key. And that is something which every team is following. And BCCI, being the biggest board in the world, is giving more and more opportunities to other countries and other players as well. And also tournaments like Asia Cup, it also gives you morale booster when you face off against heavyweights. Like you just mentioned, there are only 2 and 3 heavyweights. When you face against them, you get a morale booster. So in upcoming tournaments as well, you go to the greens with a high morale, and which helps you in winning the matches and further winning the tournaments. And from that's where Narayan, the great players comes from. In situation like these. So yeah, definitely these are a great platform for all the budding players, for all the small teams to come up, face off against big teams, so that in future tournaments, when they go out to play, they have high confidence while facing these players. So yeah, definitely it's a good and it's a sportsman spirit, Narayan. As we talk about sportsman spirit, this is what the sportsman spirit is all about, and the entire country, the entire world, when they see these tournaments, they become really, really happy, and that's how you promote the sport.
Right, Siddharth,
at
the
par
best
with
way to
football,
promote
like
the cricket and the best way to promote the cricketers.
Cricket has also, definitely become one of the best enjoyed sport of all time, Narayan.
Definitely, as you mentioned, that it's an important aspect, that giving opportunity to all the nations, and they are getting opportunity to play best in the business. Ajay, coming to you about the match, as the bowling coach Morne Mokel said that there will be a bit of grass on the pitch. And do you think in such situation, what will be the India's bowling combination? For sure, Jasprit Bumrah is there, and whether they will pick Harshit Rana or Arshdeep, what do you think?
Narayan, I've covered a lot of matches in Dubai and in UAE, in Sharjah and Abu Dhabi, and I feel, two factors are going to be important. Yes, as you rightly mentioned, there's going to be a bit of grass cover. We saw that yesterday as well in the opening game at Abu Dhabi. Now, today the game is at Dubai. So there's going to be the grass cover. It's going to be a different surface altogether as compared to the Champions Trophy, where we saw the spinners, doing the bulk of the damage. They bowled well. There was some help for the spinners. But this wicket, because start of the season, literally in Dubai. So I feel, the seamers will have a big role to play. Now, India, of course, Bumrah is going to be a certainty. Now, do they go with Arshdeep or Harshit Rana? That's where they have to take a call. But I just feel the variety, the experience that Arshdeep has, probably he might get the nod in the first game just because of his experience, the variety that he possesses. And then you have, Hardik Pandya. And I just feel the Indian team would be tempted, Narayan, to go with someone like Shivam Dube. Morne Mokel mentioned that probably he might be bowling 4 overs. I think he was just giving a bit of confidence to him. But even if Shivam Dube bowls 1 or 2 overs, to fill in the overs, that can really help India, because Shivam Dube, of course, being all-rounder, can lend that support in the batting as well. But I feel, India will be tempted to go with, 4 seamers on this surface. And, if that happens, then you have Akshar Patel, and then probably you have this one choice either from Kuldeep or Varun Chakravarti. And I think for me, Varun Chakravarti, being a mystery bowler, I think he might get the nod. So it's going to be very interesting, Narayan, what happens. But I feel, India, just seeing the surface, the conditions here. And one more point, Narayan, there might be some due as well. So the toss makes a difference. No team likes to bowl last, in this game. There might be some due as well. Not going to be very easy for the spinners. So that might be a big factor as well, playing in Dubai.
So definitely, as you mentioned, it's going to be a big factor. As you mentioned last time around when Champions Trophy, they went with 4 spinners because the conditions were different, and it's a new pitch, it's a fresh pitch, and we are hoping that it will be a pace-heavy battery for the Indian team. And Siddharth, in brief, can you tell us how the overall the Indian team is, we can say that the way they have performed in the recent past. In today's match, who is your pick of the player?
Narayan, see, the entire batting lineup and the bowling arsenal of Team India is power packed. So I certainly cannot say. And my pick of the player would be Shubman Gill when it comes to batting, and of course Jasprit Bumrah. He's fresh and fit when he'll be, he is another level of threat for the opponent. So yeah, definitely it would be a delight to watch Jasprit Bumrah bowling to the UAE batters. And given his past record, he just rattles any batter on a given day. So yeah, let's see how many wickets Jasprit Bumrah will pick. So the strategy, I think, would be to score more and more runs. Team India should not think that it's just UAE and we'll just walk over. Like I just mentioned, that it should not be this particular win should not put Team India into a mode of overconfidence. So the strategy would be to put more and more numbers and to pick more and more as much wickets as they can, so that when you're traveling, when you're transitioning to the next match, you are going there with a confidence, a level that is unbeatable, that is unmatchable. So that has to be the strategy: more and more runs on the board and as many wickets as they can.
Right.
So yeah, that has to be the strategy. And yeah, if you're talking about my pick, that would be Shubman Gill and Jasprit Bumrah. Let's see what happens.
So Shubman Gill and Jasprit Bumrah is Siddharth's pick. Definitely 2 of the best right now in the. One is batter, another is bowler, the best in the business. Thanks, Siddharth, for joining us and giving a perspective of this important and opening match for both the teams. And coming back to you, Ajay. Ajay, if you talk about this spin combination, today's condition, we know that Varun Chakravarti brings an mystery element, and talking about our other spinner, Kuldeep Yadav, he is also, we can say that, capable of taking the wickets at the crucial juncture of the match. So in today's match, do you think both will play, or it will be a toss-up between Varun Chakravarti and Kuldeep Yadav?
Narayan, just seeing the surface, because there's a lot of grass cover on the surface, I just feel, India might be just going with the additional seamer here. So I just feel that probably one might miss out just because we just mentioned about the grass cover on the surface. And that means, someone like Akshar Patel will be there, and also, of course, you have Abhishek Sharma as well, the opening batter who can bowl the left arm spin. So you have that variety. So I feel, it's going to be either Kuldeep or Varun Chakravarti, either of them, playing this game, because there's a grass cover. If there was no grass cover, if it's a placid surface, not much grass on the surface, then I feel, both of them, because they are both of them wicket takers, they can really change the course of the game. And that's exactly what you want in a T20 game. So I just feel, just seeing the surface, the conditions, India might be tempted to go with additional seamer on the surface instead of a spinner.
Right, as you mentioned, horses for the courses, and the way the pitch is behaving, there is a tinge of grass. Definitely, India should go for pace-heavy battery. But talking about the Shubman Gill, he is the captain of the Test team. He is the ODI vice captain now. He has been designated as the vice captain of the T20 team. So, do you think that it's the fueling, the speculation is fueling that he is the all-format captain in the coming time?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel, in due course, because, Suryakumar Yadav, of course, he's led the team well. He hasn't lost a series so far. But I just feel in the long run, I think the team management looks to be very happy with Shubman Gill, just the way he performed and just the way he led as well in England. He was very impressive. The biggest thing, Narayan, is sometimes the captain, you're under pressure and your batting is affected. We didn't see that with Shubman Gill. He was class apart. He batted with a lot of maturity. That elegance is there. And, he's one man for the future. And, won't be surprising that in all formats we have Shubman Gill as a leader. Of course, you have to take a call as well, because nowadays there's so much of cricket, so much of international cricket. Then you have IPL as well. So you need a break as well. But I feel, the mindset of the selectors probably is that in the long run, they are seeing Shubman Gill as the skipper. And that's the reason he's been nominated as a vice captain of this side as well. He'll be part of the decision making. And I think it's not a bad ploy, because, we all know the kind of potential that he has, the kind of caliber that he has as a batsman, and he's a really good leader as well. So I think, it's a good thing. And also the fact that in the IPL, you see the way he's led his franchise. He's been very impressive. He's got runs, he's done everything right so far. So I think all those small things, really have worked for him.
Definitely, as you mentioned, all the small things worked for him. Thanks, Ajay, for giving a valuable perspective of this match.
So.
And definitely, as you mentioned that about Shubman Gill, he is going to be the all-format captain. The way the new and more duties are given to him. Thanks for joining us. So that's all from our special build-up to the India's Asia Cup 2020 opener against UAE. Stay tuned, DD India, for every update and analysis as the battle for the Asian glory begins in Dubai. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.